Good morning. Happy Thursday. This is an amazing day to wake up, have new opportunities, new things to focus on. And I had my self-love webinar yesterday where I talked about acceptance and choosing yourself every single day. And before I get started today, I am Kim Allen, and I'm a habit transformation coach. And I have the honor of helping people uncover their habits of thinking that they've learned throughout their entire lives based on experiences, decisions, things people have taught them. And they have these habits of thinking that may be limiting where they go in their life, what they can achieve, the relationships they have, and they're sabotaging what they truly want. And I help them shift that so that they have constructive thoughts, so they can live with more joy, have stronger relationships, feel confident in going after their dreams. And it's an absolute privilege to walk this journey with other individuals. And today, I want to talk about where your focus goes, your energy flows. And a lot of us have probably heard that statement made before. And there's so much truth to it because your brain is so powerful. Your brain does not know the difference between engaging in an actual activity and vividly visualizing that same activity. It responds, your body responds the same way, which is why when you hear people talk about visualizing and taking time to be quiet, to be mindful, to allow your mind to vividly see what you want to create in your life, when it's done constructively, you can create anything your heart desires within reason, right? If you're not training to be an astronaut, seeing it, visualizing it, it's not going to happen, but within realistic expectations. So, but on the flip side of that, because it's so vivid, because our bodies respond to it as if it were real, if we're not using our mind constructively, we can go into a space of creating more of what we don't want. You know how you get on the hamster wheel of thinking about thinking. And sometimes we get obsessed with thinking about past situations. And let's just do it in a realistic context, which is you had an argument with your significant other, and that conversation just keeps playing out in your head, and you get angry and get more frustrated, right? Because we're continually seeing that replay, and it just builds, and our body feels it. It feels all of those things that our brain is thinking. I need 1 second here. I have to turn my fan on. I am literally melting right now. Oh. Okay. There. It's like going to be 105 here today in Vegas, and it doesn't matter what your air is on. If you're sitting next to a window, it gets super, super hot. So unfortunately, I'm like melting. Okay. Thank you for that. So what you focus on is what you create. So I'm going to show you something. This is a puzzle. Okay. And I like to look at our lives like a puzzle. All of our experiences, whether they are good, bad, indifferent, they're all a piece of the puzzle. So if you have experienced some things that were painful in life, for me, there was different things. There was abuse. There was making decisions that resulted in a negative outcome. There is divorce. What are those things? But also, what are the things that you've done great in your lifetime? And here's what happens with human beings is a lot of times we carry around the weight of the negative things and we allow that to impact us currently in our present, and that affects where we go for our future. So reframing our thoughts to what we really truly want is so important. So back to this visual. This right here, I like to look at it like my small mind, okay? And everything on here is negative, right? There's no color to it. It is just, it's all ugh stuff. It's abuse. It's divorce. It's feeling worthless, failures, feeling ugly, calling myself fat, being not nice to myself over a lifetime. It's my small mind, right? But what does this do to me if all I'm doing is focusing on the negative? Well, what it did to me for years is, number one, it took my power away. When you focus on all of the bad things, you're not standing in your power because you are so much greater than those things that either have happened to you or the choices you've made that you're not proud of, right? When in reality, we have so many gifts to bring this world. And you are an individual. You are unique. You are a gift. There is no one like you. And for some reason, if you can visualize getting a gift for a special occasion, okay, whether it's a birthday or a holiday or a just because, you get a gift and it's so special to you. And someone took the time to pick this out for you, to present it to you because it reminded them of how great you are. And you open it and you have value for it. It's one of those things that you place on, your dresser, or it's on a shelf where you can see it all the time because it reminds you of the sentiment behind it and how perfect this is. Well, look at yourself that way. You are a gift. You came to this earth. You were brought to this earth for a purpose, to do great things. And whatever that is, we all do different things. We all have something to contribute to this world, but yet we discount ourselves being that precious gift because of the things that have happened in life, because of the decisions we've made. So I would invite you to look at things a little bit differently. And I'm going to show you a different puzzle. This puzzle is larger. This puzzle has color. Now, on this puzzle, and doing this in reverse always gets a little odd, but here's some black puzzle pieces on here. And I wrote this to kind of represent, or I colored this to kind of represent my life. All right. So there are different things that have happened in my life. All right. So I started out with abuse in my life. I had some other things happen in my life. I had rape happen in my life. Divorce happened. Bankruptcy happened. A lot of things happened in my life. But do you see all the color? Do you see all the other amazing things that have happened in my life? And I didn't label these. Because what happens in the things in our lives is that we start to identify with that thing. I was abused, so I'm damaged, I'm broken. I made some bad financial decisions. I lost everything. I have to start over. I had to file bankruptcy. I'm a loser, right? Instead of looking at those as life experiences and how can you pick yourself up, bounce back, keep moving forward, and now who can you share that story with who's in that same space, who doesn't think it's possible, but you've proven that it's possible. So when we truly look at our lives with all the color that we have in it, there's a lot of color. And focusing on the great things in life and not picking it apart. If you look at this, if I hold it up closer, you can see that in some spaces, I colored outside of the lines. Well, number one, I can't even see the lines anymore, even with glasses on. But number two, I didn't care if I was coloring outside the lines. I didn't care if it looked perfect. Because if you look at this, some of them, the coloring is inconsistent. But you know what? That's life. Life's inconsistent, right? It is what we make of it. And so the other part of this puzzle is that I have all of these other pieces to create in my life. So where do you want to focus? On the things that hurt? Or do you want to focus on the things that brought you light? Whoop, there's the yellow one, right? The things that brought you light. Where your energy goes, right? Where you focus, your energy goes. Focus on the things you want to create. Focus on the things that you have done great in your life. And I want to challenge you to take some time to write down on a piece of paper, what are all the amazing things you've done in your life? The little tiny things and the big giant things. Because what I have found is that we have been so focused on the things we've done wrong that we don't give ourselves credit for the things that we've done great. And as you start to reflect on those things, feel them. Feel the contribution you have made to this world. And then celebrate your greatness. Celebrate who you are. Decide where you want to go from today forward. How do you want to create the rest of your puzzle? It's all up to you with where you want to go with that. So I hope that this serves you in some way to shift your mind, because you have so much power. Your brain is so powerful that what you focus on and think about is what you create. And so I also want to invite you, I put a link in the description to take the Habits of Thinking assessment. It's a no-charge assessment. What it does is it identifies the habits of thinking that might be keeping you in this place of stuck, that might be part of why you're focusing on certain things in your life that you don't necessarily want to. And because they're habits, because they're learned thoughts, until you become aware of what they are and learn how to shift, they continually show up in your life. So I invite you to take that, and then I'll contact you to book a call so we can talk about it. Let's just talk about the things, a couple of them in there where you can start to move forward in your life. So I wish you all an amazing day. We have a weekend upon us, and I will see you next Tuesday at 8 a.m. in the morning. Have a wonderful rest of week and weekend. Talk to you soon.